Jedi Mike here, and I'm back with another video. Today, I'm going to go over the new Netflix special by Jamie Foxx. What had happened was, this is the story or comedy show that he did, basically explaining the medical emergency that happened with him earlier this year, which we got full detail about in this special, and he explained everything in a very more, I'd say, theatrical way in terms of putting on a show and explaining what happened to him. And this was a very, very interesting story. His daughters, Corinne and Elise, involving in terms of his friends, his family, his sister as well. He had basically he revealed to the world that he actually had a brain bleed that led to a stroke. And that's basically what happened to him, and almost nearly cost him his life. And that he had to, go on rehab and actually learn how to walk again and everything. And that it was all take a lot of blood, sweat, and tears and prayer, especially prayer, to get him back on his feet to the point where he is today. I thought this was very, this is very emotional, but also definitely it was funny as well. This being like a comedy special. Jamie Foxx was talking about how he was in the comedy club in Atlanta, where that's when he kind of started his career. And he basically said this incident happened in Atlanta, and they're now, I understand there's like a lot of negative press around, people speculating, especially Black Twitter, that people want to say, hey, is that a clone? Is it a clone or is it not? Right. And he plays onto that, right? Not just a story, this is a testimony. And again, he keep referring to God and prayer throughout this entire special, which I thought was very, very important. It was also a beautiful sight to see because honestly, I believe that we don't know, no matter how popular we might get, no matter how famous we may be, again, we're not going to be able to beat this thing called life, acting like, we're exempt from anything, any shortcomings, any tragedies and stuff from happening. And, and he even said this, that you don't dream of tragedy. You dream of the big things, you dream of the car, dream of the job, the success and everything. We don't dream of the hard times. You don't dream of tragedies happening. You don't until they happen. And I think, again, what he was throughout this whole special, he was kind of talking about how this immense support that he had around his, people in his family, but also in his mentality, how he had to, in that moment, in that season in his life, that he had to let the old Jamie Foxx die so the new one can, stand up here and walk, right? And I thought it was, again, very powerful, because he even say that, like, he had to break his own ego in those moments too. He's like, I got a brain bleed, a stroke. Jamie Foxx don't get no strokes. He kept saying that. And and this is the first time we see people almost like referring to themselves in the third person, right? But that's what you get when you are Jamie Foxx, when you are these like icons, or you're like Michael Jackson, Halle Berry, whatever. Like those things I felt were very, very real to see, because that happens. Even when we're not celebrities, we still have our own ego. I'm not, man, I don't get no strokes, I don't get no back pain, my knees still work, and until they don't, right? And I thought that was very beautiful to see. Because he also talking about how one day after he got rehabilitated, that he had to after when he woke up, that he basically had to stay stable for a few days, for about, I think, a week or two, and that the big issue was they couldn't keep his heart rate down, right? And in the midst of about having a Black family around, saying, oh Jesus, oh Jesus, oh Jesus, and praying on and everything, right? Yes, definitely the prayers needed, but also keep his heart rate down, right? And it wasn't until when he said a miracle happened, where his daughter Annalise came in and actually brought her guitar, which she brought everywhere. She would bring her guitar and just start playing, and then it slowed his heart rate down, right? And he really, I really love, just as a, not just only just as a Black man, but just as a position of a father, having this sense of devotion to his daughters, and again, his positive relationship too. The fact that to Corinne Foxx, his daughter, his oldest daughter, that she, again, there was no media, there was no like leaked picture of what Jamie Foxx looked like during this time, whatever. None of that. It simply was a daughter protecting her father, a sister protecting her brother, right? A daughter just playing a guitar with her dad just to keep his heart rate down, right? And again, it was beautiful to see that. But also the moments in the show, how he kind of represented, he would go and bring up like his famous roles that he did. He did Django, the D is silent, right? He did from A Living Color. He did also Ray Charles as well, right? And one thing again, Jamie Foxx is a talented artist, not just an actor, but an artist. He's a singer. He's also an actor, but he's also a comedian. Again, a well-rounded, talented man, right? And one thing that, even though amidst this comedy, that we think that also because amidst of tragedy and hard times, people don't want to make joke of the dark times, right? But then it's the line that even Kevin Hart always also go back to. I think that was named one of his specials. You have to laugh to keep from crying, right? And I kind of relate to that, too. Sometimes like where like moments in my life and stuff, I kind of resort to comedy, even though there were definitely traumatic experiences. But I think also too, again, comedy is what brings us together, even when there might be some truth to it and it might be dark. That I think also, again, laughter can also be the best healer too. And with this special, he also made some jokes that were adult, I will say, especially when you talk about me running to Halle Berry after his recovery and stuff. But the big one was also how he referred to P Diddy, and people thought P Diddy drugged him and got him, and that's like, oh yeah, Puffy got me, right? And I know what y'all thinking, did he? Right? And I thought that was hilarious. And then he's like, yeah, I saw, I was in the light end of the tunnel, but I saw the tunnel. I didn't see the light though, but it was hot. No, I'm like, am I going the wrong tunnel? Right? And I see someone in the tunnel like coming, like, hey, come here. Like, was that the devil? Or was that Puffy? Right? Again, that's just the joke, about it. But again, I think he tread that line of not just trying to. Yeah, he was turning light of the situation and everything, but again, it's like this is just about Jamie Foxx being grateful being alive, giving thanks, to his fans, to his family, give thanks to God, giving a second chance as well. And I think this was also just I keep referring back to a testimony with this Netflix special, again, to not only to have this traumatic experience, come in a time where somebody can be here today and gone tomorrow. But I think, again, a power of a testimony is for people to see how we overcome the hard times, not just hide and suffer in silence. We need to say it, and people are also going to judge the man for crying, and I say, go ahead, cry, because even Jesus wept, right? So but yeah, I definitely love this Netflix special. Definitely was one of the best Netflix specials I've seen in a minute. Honestly, again, I know we've had the Ellen DeGeneres one recently though, but I was like, no, they didn't compare to this one. I felt good after this one. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, guys, make sure you go check out Netflix. Jamie Foxx. What had happened was on Netflix, is currently streaming right now, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.